What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling amazing today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about this is Rhonda. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void. Of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And I'll tell you what, Cancer, Pisces energy has been going a lot the Moon, and I definitely has been a lot of lunar shenanigans going on. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. There's great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Monday. It's happy Moon Day. The moon rules over Mondays. And also, Cancer, the moon is in Taurus, so she is feeling in a great place right now. Because after our sign, the moon feels is exalted in Taurus, so she feels right at home with Taurus. And we're already in good with Venus, but with the moon being in Taurus. This is a very stable placement for the moon, so you might be noticing that you're paying attention a little more to your, more to your your sense of security, whether that be your finances, your maybe living situations, or might even be like a self-esteem thing, Cancer, something to think about there. But you might also be noticing that that you this is a good time for finances as well, because Taurus is so good with money. That's one of the aspects. Venus isn't just sitting around sitting pretty. She's all about making her coin too. So this could be something where we're working out with maybe doing some budgeting, anything along those lines, Cancer. But also, excuse me, Taurus is a sign of the five senses, and so you may notice that your senses are a little heightened. Cancer, I love when the moon's in Taurus. It is a very sensual time, so definitely enjoy this energy, Cancer. Maybe take yourself a bubble bath, listen to some nice relaxing music. Maybe put your favorite fragrance in the air and just and maybe even dance a little, Cancer. Wave your hands around like just don't care. Just have fun, Cancer. But then we're in the last quarter phase, keeping it moving. We're in the last quarter phase as well, Cancer, and this is about kind of just sort of getting out with any sort of old or negative habits that might have been ingrained in. It's thinking about what we may be either letting go of next, or maybe even incorporating into this next into the next lunar cycle, Cancer. So the energy of cleansing, energy of forgiveness, and also again, we're on the waning halves of these. Of these phases. So now we're definitely in the reflective state, paying attention to how whatever it is lifted us up, and then thinking about what's to come, Cancer. And then lastly, these last few things, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some other links for some other readers that like watching Cancer. A very intuitive group. I think you would really enjoy them, so definitely go check them out. But let's get your first card here. Ooh, interesting. I like that, Cancer. So you got the third card of Pisces here. Excuse me. Let's get some tea, Cancer. Which is a roundabout card. With this card, it's a card of community, connections, new direction, keep it moving, controls the flow of information, solutions, circular reasoning, fluid, many working parts, perfect timing, and redirect. An energy that's coming through Cancer is the solutions. And I feel like for some, if you do find yourself maybe kind of stuck in a situation where you do seem to be kind of, it's like you do seem to kind of go like round and round, or find yourself like you go to do something and then you find yourself in the same situation again. Like it's just like it's like a, almost like a groundhog day. It's like even like if we were to move places, just like as soon as we get settled in, like the same old thing seems to happen again. I feel that maybe for some we focus on the fact that it's happening and maybe getting too focused on that. Let's say like let's say for example, if we happen to find ourselves in the like not so great relationships, whether that be with friends or lovers, something along those lines, and it's like we'll just focus on the bad things that are going to be happening. But it's just like, okay, what do we learn from these situations here? But this is just an example, Cancer, because it's like where I'm not excusing all the stuff that these people may have done. It's just like they all have you in common, and you can change this flow. It's getting eyes on that and then coming up with solutions. Are we putting up more boundaries, or are we making sure that we're matching energies? Maybe because maybe we happen to overgive or something along those lines. But I do also kind of feel for some, it's just like, just thinking with Pisces energy, Pisces can be very dreamy type of energy. And I feel like for some, if we are thinking about maybe going about like a dream or something along those lines, maybe pursuing a new career or moving to a new place, starting a side hustle, whatever that's looking like. It's trying to ground this stuff. I feel like when we think about this moon being in Taurus, it's like, how can we take this and ground this energy, and instead of keeping it this kind of like fantastic thing that seems like unachievable, Cancer. So all right, then, Cancer, let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Alright, Cancer. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I love when the Empress does that. Alright, Cancer. Interesting. So you have Venus, the Empress here. Look at us supporting us on a Monday. I love it. This is harmonious energy. Then you got the Two of Stars, the Three of Stars, the Six of Wands, and then the Self card here, Cancer. And Cancer, Self card's been kind of following you around a little bit. And I do feel like with this, that there's something here that I feel that it's that maybe we're in a situation right now where it's like we're going, just happen to be just kind of going in a loop here. And maybe for some, it's like we may be expecting others to help out with this. And with the Three of Stars being here, and where people do play their part, Cancer, there are times where this journey is solo. See how this person on this hill here? And there are times where we have to come up with the solutions, where we have to tap into our Empress energies and provide the foundation for ourselves, give ourselves that sense of security so that we can feel that sense of balance, But I do feel like that there's something here that and again, it's not that we're just, if that's something that may be resonating, But, and this could be something too, Cancer, even just thinking with that. This doesn't just have to be you. This could be maybe someone that we're dealing with, where it's like this energy of, you provide solution after solution after solution, but there's still this, you could even be embodying this energy, Cancer, just thinking with the Empress. But if the flow is still not sticking, and not to say that you're dealing with the Cancer, but I mean, our sign is a sign of experiential wisdom, and I feel where it may seem kind of harsh, Cancer, some need the lesson of, okay, well, you'll figure it out. I'll always be here as far as like, to support, kind of walk you through it. Oh yeah, okay, that happened. Well, what do you want me to bring? But at some point, I do feel like we do have to look at ourselves sometime and see what kind of solutions are we contributing to our dreams, and whatever that looks like, or, to getting ourselves to the state of balance and things along those lines, Cancer. But Cancer, let me get a little bit more on the Self card here. Cancer. Oh, wow. And see what I'm talking about here, Cancer? Pisces all over the place. Lunar shenanigans. And this is an interesting combo here because Pisces and one of their rulers came out. And so you have the self card is clarified by the moon and the wheel of fortune. And with this energy, Cancer, I do feel like some of us are kind of stuck in this, maybe stuck in some sort of cycle where there's either I'm either getting a, it's like this either the sense of fear or maybe there's a, maybe fear of the unknown of not being able to find solutions to get to the stable place. Maybe we're feeling the burden of the Six of Wands because where Six of Wands is a card of victory and achievement, the goals that we set for ourselves. When you're actually putting those goals into action, the two of disc here, three of disc. That stuff's work. Cancer's Capricorn energy, our opposite sign, and this energy here, just thinking with Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune, Venus, the Empress, the Moon, Pisces. Jupiter rules over Pisces and the Empress. Venus is exalted in Pisces. And I feel like that it's one of those things, Cancer, that you maybe yourself is more divinely guided than but there is an energy of needing to kind of trust yourself and trust that you can come up with solutions, just as we've been feeling stuck for some, or if us on the other end where it's like we're afraid, kind of watching someone kind of journey out into the unknown and finding out if what this journey is going to look like. It's just kind of letting them go and just keep sending those vibrations there that when you think about them, just like love, light, guidance, all that stuff. Cancer, then I am also kind of getting, Cancer, just when the self card is kind of coming up. It's like how we're maybe sort of viewing ourselves and those things that when we find ourselves kind of really maybe beating up on ourselves and for whether this is not maybe making a move or because just it's some insecurity or something along those lines. Is not thinking that you're gonna stay stuck in this cycle forever. It's taking those, and that's the nice thing about our sign, when we have these feelings, where yes, they can be intense and a lot to deal with. They're indicators that for change. If we're trying not to feel that way, how can we assuage that feelings to get us thinking about solutions and things for these situations. But let's get some more energy on this, Cancer. Here's Pisces' other ruler, Neptune. Interesting, Cancer. Cancer. Thank you. We are in a time right now where, with Saturn being in Pisces, Neptune being retrograde in Pisces right now, we are in a time of being able to tap into a more kind of divine source here, Cancer, especially when I feel like if we find ourselves, in some kind of trouble or, having, or catch ourselves, kind of feeling stuck in a cycle, if we really kind of connect with source, because that's something here, Cancer. You got a whole bunch of abundance here, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here. But if we really start checking in with ourselves, Cancer, really however you check in with the source, the ancestors, whatever that's looking like, spirit guides. But if we were to, doing some meditation or do some kind of creative endeavor or something along those lines, really just surround your energy. Like, I know we're about. Let's see what the rest of your cards are, Cancer. I know I'm about to get into it. Let's see. Interesting. And I like that, Cancer, too, because you are singing up with the energies in a really cool way, because you have the Judgment card, the Ace of Stars, the Hanged Man, the Eight of Stars, the Eight of Wands, and then the Nine of Cups. And then, Cancer, the stars are pentacles, and then the crystals are wands. Or no, excuse me, crystals are swords. But I feel that there is this energy here, Cancer, for some that if we really were to kind of, it almost seems here like this person's like tuned into like these different sources here. I almost feel like this is, if we were to connect with this, how this person's kind of connecting with this kind of going centered here in the middle of this lake. It's like all this, all these messages could come in for you, Cancer, as far as like how we can deal with certain situations or deal with the change that comes in this world here. And you know, Cancer, I like that the Judgment cards pops here because this in this last quarter phase, it talks about the tarot card associated with it. Associated with it is the Judgment card, and this is Pluto energy. And I feel that with the Hanged Man being here, that there is, with us being in this very kind of open, kind of spiritual energy right now, with all the planets being retrograde. I feel like especially with Neptune being retrograde, you know, we really can really make some really great progress, I feel, on ourselves, you know, over these next few months and beyond, Cancer. It's not that when this energy stops that it just goes away, but while it's hot right now, I feel like it's really tapping into that, Cancer, really kind of paying attention to what things have we made routine that have been lowering our vibrations, what situations that we have gotten in that are doing the same thing, and then what can we do to work those things out there? What new seeds, new opportunities that can we manifest? You know, how can we, you know, cause, you know, and just thinking with the stars, you know, this could be more focusing on our health. It doesn't have to be like super crazy, you know, Pluto-sized types of changes here. Cancer's the solution. This could be a solution for feeling like maybe we just feel lethargic all the time or something along those lines, and maybe it's like we're getting more sleep, you know, maybe we're moving the body, you know, just implementing different things, you know, we're just throwing solutions. We're not just letting things just kind of be, if that makes sense, you know. All right, Cancer, that was a mouthful. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. It kind of got, that was an interesting energy there. Let's get some advice from Venus. I'm with it, Cancer. Let's get a little more tea first. I think I went. Yeah, I think I went over everything. All right. Yeah, let's get some advice from Venus. All right, Cancer. Last little bit here. Oh, I love it. And Venus is in Leo right now. I'm with it, Cancer. Because you got Leo here, the Strength card. Actually, just did that reading. You get Leo here, the Seven of Stars, the Five of Crystals, and then the King Cups. And then let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because I feel like with this, you know, with the five of stars being here, or excuse me, with the Five of Crystals being here, Five Swords. This is a card. I feel like it's almost like what we were talking about for some, like if people have been trying to give you advice, Cancer, or vice versa, to try to help you move along, you know, as far as like, you know, get out of these situations and things, be mindful how we're investing our energies and stuff, but we still don't want to hear that, then I feel like this is something where it's with the King of Cups, you know, he's thrown down an ocean, and Cancer, we're all thrown down an ocean. You know, life can feel kind of rocky like that, and sometimes there's an energy where, you know, where we see the waves, and, you know, we see that, you know, this is not going to necessarily, you know, necessarily raise our vibration or things along those lines, but, you know, still kind of pushing anyway. It's like, oh, I can handle maybe this go round, and, you know, it's, you know, maybe for a spell, and then, you know, kind of come back to the same old thing, you know. And I feel that And I feel like, especially if this is something where we're dealing with this something Cancer, I feel like it's being mindful of just how much we invest into it. You know, maybe this is like how something like how I was kind of doing at the beginning. It's just like where it's like, who do you need me to be in this moment? Do you want me to give you what I honestly think, or do you want to just keep doing this thing? You know, because at some point, I do feel and it's, I feel like, it's a tough love, Cancer, and it's because it's not like we're bringing them down or just like, it's just like, I've tried to tell you over and over, but if that's the case, then, you know, you got Empress things that you're doing, Cancer, so, and the Leo things. So, it's, I feel like it's one of those things that we may need to be mindful of how much we invest in that, put up some boundaries, just like, hey, I can't this go around, I got things that I'm personally dealing with, maybe we can try again in a couple weeks, and we'll see where you're at, give them some time to reflect, because sometimes that's what is needed, is that sort of time to be with the self and kind of and reflect on what has been going down, because eventually once you find yourself all by yourself, then all you can do is just kind of think, and might be the best gift you give them there, Cancer. So, and if you find yourself resonating with that, Cancer, maybe on the other end, something to think about too. And you're in a safe space here, judgment-free zone. Well, I mean, other than the actual judgment card being here, but you know what I mean, Cancer. And it's just, we all have our thing, Cancer. So I feel like it's treating that with compassion, but not just letting it just be. You know what I mean? We do want to work on it at some point, once we do get eyes on it, and, so just something to think about. But, think about that, Cancer. Oh, a lot going on. So if any of that resonate with you, give it a thumbs up. A lot for a Monday. Very, very mystical. I like this is more of our mystical kind of Monday here. All this Pisces energy and this stuff here. That's pretty dope, Cancer. And share this. If you know someone who may be in this kind of energy, kind of stuck in just kind of going in circles, kind of spinning the hamster wheel. It's just like, hey, let's get off that. Let's try. Let's go. Let's move forward, and bring about a new perspective here with the Hangman. But how much are we willing to sacrifice for a situation? And then have all you Empresses. I feel like I've been saying that quite a bit too. Empress has been going around quite a bit. If all you Empresses subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each day. And I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And as it grows, I'm going to start doing different meditations, things along those lines, like self-care with the Empress and, manifesting abundance with the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely check that out, Cancer. And then, lastly, check your sun, because you got all kinds of planets here, Cancer. Check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Jupiter, your Pluto, your Neptune. And then come on over and check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping, down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here. Get you thinking with a little Libra energy here. Queen of Swords. With the Queen of Swords popping up here, Cancer, I do feel like that's what's going down here. I feel we got some things that we might need to think about, some options that we need to weigh, some decisions like, how are we going to go about things from now on, if you were resonating with that, what's your game plan, and what do we learn from this situation here about, like, what, a lot of questions, but a lot of wisdom I feel come from when we ask those internal questions of ourselves, and I do also feel with this that there is going to be like this sense of almost like peace, Cancer, something that when we kind of get eyes on this thing, or like, thank you. Let me get your other card here. All right, so you got the Rodeo. Oh, I love it, Cancer. You got the Rhodiola card, which is the 37th card. It's a card of wisdom. Cancer, and it's ruled by Mercury and Uranus, and that's exactly what I feel. It's like once we start learning this thing about this stuff, Cancer, and because it's one thing to learn about these things, but the wisdom comes when we put this stuff into action, when we turn these these weaker areas of ourselves and start nurturing that stuff. It's already you don't need to focus on what you're strong at, Cancer. You're good there. Let's start building a sturdier foundation here. And I feel like that more wisdom will collect there, because both Uranus and Mercury are very, very mental type of energies, very intellectual. So, I feel like there's a lot of wisdom that can come from that. And I'm just loving this unicorn Cancer. Something very, again, very mystical. I feel can. There's it's an energy of kind of journeying within Cancer in a way that I like that. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. But you stay safe out there. All these roundabouts coming up with solutions and things, Cancers, and Cancer, we don't have to we do have a lot of answers for a lot of things, but again, it's like how I was saying, like connecting to that divine, steeping in that energy, Cancer. But you keep eyes on the moon. I'll tell you what. I don't know how you felt, Cancer, but during that full moon last week, it was very interesting energy. Like I woke up like a few times in the middle of the night. Like but I mean the moon was like right up in my window. So bet we had some full moon water, Cancer. It was a good old time, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.